So, the classic Namaskar. The reason why we are meeting today is on the eve of Teachers' Day. I think this is the most relevant day for all of us as mentors or teachers. And this time, again, we are not involving the students because they are having an exam. Having said that, since they are doing their own path and we have been studying with them until now, I thought we're taking a few minutes off so that they'll be re-energized and do what you're doing better. And this is the core. This is our teacher. Now, this is our teacher. No one this. Okay, so it is, we are building this as a culmination of knowledge, insights, experiences, understanding from success, failure, from all types of people, and dumping into this is like our human intelligence. Artificial intelligence is a culmination of everything. This is our teacher. So this is our guru, is how we are looking at it, which means it's objective, it's genderless, it is not biased, and every input which is going into this is filtered. So this is what we are working upon. And the outcome of this, the knowledge and insights which we pick up from Human Intelligence Master as a software or a humanware for humans, we are applying it at various scenarios. And this is the first scenario which we are currently looking at. So, education and career. This is a segment where you are. So, for students, it is education. For you, it is career. This side and that side, right? While somebody is preparing for their exam, it is their education. And for you, you're building your career as a mentor. So, this is what is happening. And these are some of the brands which we have built. We can just save this for a later point of time. And your role as a mentor or teacher has three components. One is massive skill building, problem solving, decision making. Problem solving can include typical AFM problem which Harshni and Manju are solving right now, or it could be their psychological problem which you have been solving since morning. And decision making, the level of decisions, even who has to go to which center, as minute as that. And also first 15 minutes mein har ek minute what is it they have to do and which student has to do what. That is, decision making is extremely hard, both in terms of quantity and quality, and also the implication of decisions. That is why you find your role challenging, because of the decision making involved. Problem solving, most of us are comfortable at after a point. This is what. And skill building, it requires you to constantly evolve. It doesn't leave you a choice to be stagnant with your skills. So these are the core elements of your role here at HLS. And I'm slightly connecting what I did and what I could have done and what I can still do, and still why am I doing this. That's ICI convocation. Now, these are events, massive events where most of the expenditure by an organization is at least 1 crore. Most of the corporates spend 1 crore in many events. So in that event, if I go and give a pitch, I'll take care of the branding. The event gets recorded, but no one ever uses it on YouTube or Instagram. We'll record it in a certain way so that all of these insights are captured on a real-time basis, and you'll get a wider branding of the event forever. If that is the pitch, it's a fantastic idea which you can work upon. They can easily spend a couple of lakhs and we can work with 20-30% margin, not just about convocation. There are a lot of business opportunities around it. It's like now the wedding photography is moved into premium. Most of them charge 4-5 lakhs. Similarly, conference videography is also, there is an opportunity in that. So this is one of the opportunities which I identified as HIM Talks. Started it, but again, it's not life changing for anyone. So this is one of the opportunity. And this, as a speaker, you could do. This is from the branding side. This is from the speaker, like you becoming a speaker, and you can continue doing events as that, and you can actually do both also for same event or different events. This is other thing. And this is about the speaking profession, and this is about career awareness. Let's say a lot of faculties are getting into this, where they pick up ACCA, they pick up CPA, where they kind of become the license holder to sell that particular course and they brand it aggressively. This is also a business model which we can all of us still do. And this is working on the academic side. Now, this is a research conference at ISB where scholars from 40 countries came in, and this will create international credibility. Again, this is something which I can still do, or any of you can still do, working with very popular universities of national and international repute. So these are all 4-5 careers and 4-5 slides. This is something which you can still focus. And combining all of that, we decided to work on this particular objective, where we want to transform 10,000 semi-qualified CS into newly qualified CS. That is the specific mission which we are working upon, and we are moved from reasonable assurance. Let's say here it is career awareness, from career awareness to reasonable assurance, which we discussed about this, and we are moving to absolute assurance. This is exactly what is happening so far, quickly. Now, what is the most important solution we are offering? Freedom from failure. And somebody is repeatedly failing. We are offering freedom from, permanent freedom from failure is what we are offering. And this is one of the testimonial. Again, we have something as latest as what has happened with Karthik, currently sitting at Center of Excellence. So this is happening. And now, why are we discussing this again? We are trying to, build a career instead of choosing an existing one. All of you are a part of existing careers, but we are building something. And when I say why are we building this, this is how it is. So when you look at choosing what is existing, this is, let's say, if you look at the world's most expensive home, it is built. It is not bought. It is built. Even Manish Malhotra's designer wear, it is built. So anything premium is always built from the scratch, which is customized according to you. So we believe in building careers, not just choosing existing careers. So when you have to build a career, what are the layers or what are the fundamental ingredients of building a career? So these are many careers which are available, which one can easily choose. So we are focusing on building a career in this very straight lined. I think most of you have an idea of this particular book. So there are around 25 careers. I'm not just talking about that specific career. We're talking about far more personalization in terms of career building, which is suited to your personality, not just your education qualification. So there are two aspects of this. One is your Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So one is your biological needs, safety needs. Most of you are choosing a career based on self-esteem and self-actualization. This is the current generation which is choosing. Our previous generation has chosen the career based on safety. So now most of you would be choosing this. Now over and above this, I just focused on one more aspect. Now this is the steps in career building. You're already aware of your career. You discovered a career. You're already entering the career. Now this slide is for people who are still getting started. Now, beyond this, let's start understanding the current most important discussion. So, uh, beyond the Maslow's hierarchy, we are looking at the simple framework: satisfaction, identity, money, power, leisure, excitement. At an earlier point of time, when you choose teaching or mentoring as a profession, it was largely focused on satisfaction, and identity was limited to your students. Satisfaction and identity was limited to your students. Money was not there in the picture because when you look at our school teachers, your principal used to come in a car. Teachers are not quite well equipped, like for a very long period of time, no matter how good the teacher it is. Now the game is changing, and you also saw the recent rise of unicorns in teaching industry. So they also wield significant power. So teaching as a career has bought in money and power apart from satisfaction identity, which is traditionally there. Most of the people go for satisfaction identity. This is there. Now if you are working on competitive exams, there is an element of excitement also when you have to work on this nitty gritties, getting 20 in MCQ or cutting off that exemption whenever there is a requirement. So the excitement scenario is also falling into the equation. And one important aspect is you can add a lot of leisure. Let's say if you want to compromise on money or power, you can have satisfaction, you can have identity, and then you can add leisure if you have to cut down on the other two. So teaching as a career or mentoring as a career is offering you all the aspects. You can choose three of them, four. So at the end of the day, you are looking at a culmination of a lot of factors in your life which are coming together. So this is why my personal experience has happened. Now we are looking into the external perspective. One fundamental question I had is this, because today I just shared the message in the group. Now I always wondered when somebody around 40 years ago, why was it relevant at that point of time and why is it still relevant? So then I try to understand why is this specific day celebrated Teachers' Day, the birthday of Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan. And then I understood these are some of the aspects. One, he combined Eastern and Western thought. He has combined Eastern and Western thought. Next is, he advocated for education and teacher reforms. He brought in institutional changes. And most importantly, he was the first vice president and eventually the president. So once you get into the political framework, obviously your work gets highlighted as compared to others. And he had a clear-cut vision in terms of ethical integrity, cultural rootedness, and global consciousness. So these are some of the aspects why. One is the ethical depth and also the global width. So these are the two aspects where his role at the helm of the political affairs also was helpful in getting the attention of his book. So that is how he has become. Now from this, how are we looking at what can happen to HLS? So with this aspect, I asked it a simple question. Okay, I understood why this particular day is celebrated for a particular person. Now when I looked at this, is it possible for us to redefine the mentoring space by 2047? We have at least 22 years from now. It says it is clearly achievable because we are focusing on the core teacher-student, Guru Shishya Parampara. That is the core of what we do. So that is the reason why it can be done. And also the blending of the modern techniques with ancient wisdom, the fundamental and first principles which you operate upon. These are the reasons why this is pretty much achievable. And this fits into the equation right now where people are looking for holistic life transformation, not just career. So this is what we do as an organization. And this is only one aspect. The other side, mentors are the core pillars. At some point of time, I think 6 months ago. So this is the frame, and Hasha probably can quickly slide through that. Yeah. So from this frame to this frame, we have two more chartered accountants added from that point of time, Nikita and Harshini. I think the frame is getting extended. So not just the organization value, even the mentors luckily also have an instinct towards this aspect. So this is why this can become a reality again, but it's a very long vision and it requires a strong commitment. So what are the steps for this to become possible? One, build a movement, not an institution. You have to build, you have to revolutionize, not just building a random institute. And you have to create a digital age Gurukul, the scalability. The other day when we were discussing this, the scalability part, this is what we're looking at. And certifying scale mentors, this is extremely important because when somebody is teaching, let's say advanced capital budgeting, mentor X and mentor Y is teaching, we have to clearly understand who is doing what to whom. So even yesterday I was discussing this with the Central Council member, even at Central of Excellence ICS also. We commonly came to a ground that what cannot be measured cannot be improved. So it is very important, even ICS is also looking for this. So this is to certify and scale mentors. Next, form strategic partnership. I truly believe in that is the reason why we partnered with Andhra University initial and ISB at a later point of time. This is extremely important, and we have to start publishing the research work into white papers. And most importantly, we have to become those persons. Like the character part, which I always talk about, it has to be further instilled within, and we have to become that person. Again, do we want to do that or not? It's a separate story, but we have to be that. If we have to realize this particular ambition, where we become the core of the mentor-led education. Teach it to mentor is what we're looking at. Now it just talks about, yes, declare the vision. This is exactly what I'm talking about on this day, especially directly declaring the vision. This is the first step. And document your journey, whatever is happening. I think we're doing it in a beautiful way. Everything is going on YouTube, including this conversation. So we're documenting it. And one step at a time. So for me, as I said, the first and foremost step is let me build thin level of mentors. Let me build thin level of mentors. Until then, I'm not interested in rapidly scaling up. So I think we are already more than halfway down. So that is one thing which we are working upon. And so in doing this, three steps. One is what has to happen from the organizational perspective. The other thing is what each of the mentor is adding to the equation, what each of you are adding to the equation. I think you are rightly seated. I think three of you probably can turn this way. So three of you who are already into this more than a year. So you can redefine this year before the next Teachers Day. So you can literally re-script your career based on your existing skills. A couple of things about Maitreya. Is extremely insightful because of his experience with big companies in Telangana. He's very much insightful about integrities, and he can think of structure and scale. This is what I can do. So if somebody has to do SOPs for HLS, that would be Maitreya, and he can play an instrumental aspect in scaling up what we are building. So this is what I think about Maitreya when you have to combine more. And from your point of time, your point of view, what is that one thing which you truly like about being a mentor?
I like being with students.
Which I can get up and probably.
It's more like talking to students.
Very helpful.
We tend to meet more number of people, focused people, not people. I can meet more people outside HLS, but I can meet people who are focused here, who came for a purpose. I can talk to them. It's like it's a journey for me which I can relate back to my time. Once we are moving from student phase to some job or something, getting into laptops, offices, meetings and all, we forget that struggle or something hard work that we can actually put in. Yesterday, day before yesterday, we were also talking the same thing, that the energy or kick that the CA exam gives, we can never experience that going forward into careers, promotions, all that will be there, appraisals, everything will be there. But the kick and adrenaline rush that exams give, solving something, that is something which I relate to. So I want to plan more accordingly to make these two things happen in a bundled way. So we are walking in that direction. Hopefully by next Teachers Day, we will be sitting in that direction.
And you have worked with organizations which would have revenue on the range of 1,000x or 10,000x of what HLS is generating. Now, what do you find unique about HLS as an organization?
So HLS as an organization, as a team, we have one-to-one connection. Nothing goes here and there. One-to-one connection, everything we talk about. And people who come in, students who come in, have one-to-one connection. We discuss about the actual problem. We try to solve the actual problem. These things do happen here. And one thing is that everybody tries to work or tends to work in their own way. Only one goal is there, that the student should be clear.
Yes.
It's not that everything sets apart. When we are making the decisions, irrespective of the amount or comfort or personal aspirations, or obviously there will be there, bias will be there, we are human beings, that will be there. End of the day, when we are sitting at the table, we may be having disputes and all, but going back, nobody goes out that I am not doing this. People do things that students should be passing in the way they can, and try to put in their energies into it. So that is something which is very unique. People own it. One student, two students, three students, according to their capability, according to their time frames and all. People try to own one student, put in their way of working into them and start making things happen. So this is the basic thing I have observed over here.
So very well put, Maitreya. I think you can now call yourself a fully established teacher, and it's going forward with great level of depth. I really appreciate the effort you put in irrespective of the other commitments. So next year, Teachers Day, it should be significantly forward for you as an individual and also HLS as an organization. So happy Teachers Day. Nikita, the one mentor who has always been a mentor-mentee, once again, at this point, it's hard for me to understand what she's doing because she has a class after this. She came from a class as a mentor, she's going into a class as a mentee. The most confusing role we ever have. With Maitreya and the rest of them, they already, have built their careers 1 year down the line, 2 years down the line, 3 years. Now you're yet to touch that 1 year mark. So it is important to document. So the documentation is where you can build it. You cannot script it yet. You have to do a lot of scribbling. So this is for scribbling, that is for scripting. So scribbling work is very simple. This has the notes of the day end revision. Simple, day end recall here, and this is hourly targets. So she's working on something very interesting, hourly targets and any appointments and priorities. Only 1 or 2 priorities, maximum 3. To-do list, daily schedule, and this is day end targets. Okay, this is exactly what it is. The best thing I like about her, or I'm extremely proud about her, is the emotional component, the level of empathy. Very few humans, not just students, have that kind of empathy, and she is always an extremely valuable resource whenever we have to work on a very tight and tough project. So she just gives an all-in unconditionality. So that strong core character helps her to constantly improve the competence of her own self and also the entire team. So that is one thing which I love about Nikita. So Nikita, again, now 2 things. How do you enjoy your role as a mentor, and what is unique about HLS?
How can I enjoy my role as a mentor?
Louder.
Don't know, whenever there was a requirement, whenever you asked, I was into it, and it was not like I'm mentor or something. Depending upon the requirement of people, I have been in that role, whether it is mentor, study buddy, whatever it is, depending upon what they need, I've been there.
Okay. So what do you find unique about HLS?
Unique about HLS, being away from home, and it's a cohort where everybody will be supporting each other. It's not just mentors, we being as students also supportive to each other, which rarely happens at a residential place.
So this is one aspect. Now, from the other side, as compared, my gave a perspective of HLS in compared to other organizations. Now, in terms of other institutions, other educational institutions, how is HLS different?
I don't know, because I've not been to other
Only
institutions.
HLS. Good. That's brand loyalty. That's good. Harshini, so the new one in the cohort, and I think she was happily chilling in a separate place and abruptly got pulled into. And yeah, you might have a dual role. She'll be working with the world's largest consulting firm very soon. And you also, even if it is work related, the same principles apply. So you have to document your day. So this is very important. This is your personal audit notes, whatever it is. And here your appointments will come into the equation. Also to-do list, everything comes into the equation. So 1 year of hardcore scribbling and structuring your day. When you look back at the end of the year, that is when you'll understand this is how your day is going. From there, you will be able to take very clear decisions. Now again, how do you like your role? Again, you just got started. What are you liking about your mentorship?
So, I mean, as Nikita said, it was just like I've been there with them whenever they require. So, when I came to HLS, it was like I needed a direction. I used to study but not in a structured way. But here when I'm with the mentees, I'm able to just, we are able to follow the schedules. There is a little push from my side, and we are working the problems and solving the doubts. So that is really helping me also build my base in the subject and also help them clarify the doubts.
Perfect. And what do you find unique about HLS?
About HLS, I feel there is a very focused and personalized attention which is not available in other, I would say, setups, mentor setups. So that is one thing which is unique about HLS.
And unique about Harshini is she's minimal maintenance, extremely minimal maintenance, like unlike the one who spoke before her. So she's like one instruction given, like input output efficiency is the highest. Minimal instructions, it just goes smooth. It is a breeze working with her. And yes, I believe you can actually build your career in the consulting framework alongside this also. So 1 year down the line, you'll get complete clarity. So all the best and happy to just stay. So now we have our very first mentor, who also calls herself the best mentor.
I do not.
So happy to just stay, Manju.
Thank you so much.
And Manju has been quite instrumental in building and bringing everything to shape. She has been at the core of HLS right from the beginning, behind the scenes also. So yes, how has been your journey of mentoring?
It has been amazing, quite transformative, I would say.
Louder.
Yeah. Transformative, exciting, and also very sad.